The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Happy Hour.
Are you feeling classy today? Sit down, pour a glass of wine, and listen to Happy Hour.
You're tuned in to Happy Hour, an hour where Happy rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
Yo, what up? What's happening? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. You can tweet me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Also, for the past week, I've been saying on Mike Kelta's show, been saying on my show on Twitter, on Periscope, did I have a co-host? But then he goes on vacation. Then he gets into a car crash. But finally, I can announce that Kyle Veet is here. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man? I'm back and ready for action.
Hell yeah, dude. It felt weird because I would do shows by myself, the singular Happy Hours, where I would rant, and people are like, where's your co-host? But now that you're finally here and ready for action, that pumps me up.
Let's go, man. I mean, I know once you have me, it's hard to go back the other way.
We have so much to get into. So, my whole life, I've been able to accept that I'm not Joe Cool. I've been able to accept that I'm not the cool emo kid. I've been able to accept...
There's nothing cool about emo kid, by the way.
But you know what I mean. You're a part of a group. You're a part of the jocks. You're a part of the emo crowd. You're a part of the choir crowd. You're a part of whatever. I never was a part of a group. I always was very awkward as a kid. But I thought, hey, I graduated high school. Hey, I have a job in radio. Hey, I live on my own. I must not be awkward anymore. And I just put up a picture of me and Joe Riga, the comedian I had in here. And I tagged him in so you will get comments from people you don't know. And one of the comments was, wow, that guy looks awkward. And it kind of got to my head. I went, how could he tell in the picture that I'm awkward and think that if he's just looking at a picture? So I let the comment go. I ignore it, whatever. We go out into the break room. I see my guy Kevin and the new guy from 97X for promotions. And I thought that was fine. There's pizza out there. We're socializing, this and that. So we come back in there in this room where we record the show. And I get another comment. Man, that dude is awkward. So I asked Kyle, thinking I'm going to get the response of, oh, don't worry about it. They're just haters. So I said to Kyle, am I awkward? And what's your response?
Absolutely. You are absolutely a 7-foot man child. I mean, just by looking at that picture with your slant a little bit, he looks, your guest looks like he's 12. He's coming up to your freaking nipples, man. Just the way you carry yourself, even out there talking to those guys, man, the way you approach people is completely, it's awkward. It's something you have to see. You know, if you're listening to the show, you've never met Hoppe, wait till the first time you meet him. What is
it about me that's so awkward? Like, think about it this way. When our friendship began, I met you in a crowded Hard Rock Cafe where I couldn't hear any words because Pitbull Toddler was absolutely crushing it live.
Melting faces, man.
They were, I mean, Josh Maloney singing was giving me chills. Like, I actually had chills down my spine. The Hard Rock was blaring. People were screaming. It was such a fun time at his birthday. But I couldn't hear myself talk. So what was it like talking to me in the crowd where I can't even hear what I'm saying? Was that awkward?
Oh, yeah. It was from the get-go. It was odd. But, you know,
what was so odd about it?
I don't know, man. Just you first off, you have to lean down to listen to me. You, like, bent over at the waist. And I'm not small, man. I'm 6'1", freaking 220 pounds. I'm not a small guy, and I never had anybody bend over at the waist to come down and try to hear me. It's kind of ridiculous. But the way you carry yourself and even like your responses and trying to figure everything out.
That is a good point. Because when you can't hear things, and with my ADD, my ADHD, and my bipolar, which I'm very open about having, I take meds. Sometimes I don't know what to say in social situations, or sometimes someone says something fast, and I don't know what they said.
It's
I'm like, okay.
Even just talking to you, you get that pause as we're going. And I'll say something, and some people will jump right off their toes and just have a response coming back. Like, you have to pause and think about what was just said, and then process it, and then come up with your response. And that whole, it's only 5 or 6 seconds, but that 6 seconds is just pure awkwardness. But
what's the example? When one time you're like, Jesus, is this kid going to say something?
I don't even know, man. Just most times that I talk to you, or I have you on the phone. Hey, Hoppy, hold on 1 second. Oh, okay, and this and this and this. Like, no, Hoppy. I said, give me 1 second. Hold on. Oh, yeah, sure. But whenever I'm doing, like, oh, gosh, dang, man.
Or I talk over you.
Oh, yeah, you just keep going. So I eventually just put the phone on mute on my end and just do what I was doing.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Do I drive you nuts?
In a good way. Because nobody wants to, be on the radio and listen to Frank from Cubicle 3. That's just boring, and, you want that goofy character that, is going to keep you occupied.
I'm just self-conscious about it just because I was made fun of as a kid, and I'm very awkward at bars. I think out of any location ever where my awkwardness could come out, me going to bars where there's hot girls, that's when I go from 0, which is like me here, I'm laid back, to 100, which girls would never think I'm in radio because I'm so goofy at bars, dude. I'm 6'8", it's crowded, I'm trying to get through. That's when the pure awkwardness comes out, is when there's many females.
You shut down around females, like completely. You had an old girl out there, getting coffee on. Hey, your girl's over there. You do a 180 and run out of that room.
And I bump into the garbage can.
Oh, he's just gone. I turn around, Hoppy.
Yeah, basically what happened was we're in the break room, and he goes, Hoppy, there's that girl over there by the pop machine. And I go, what? And I just turned around, and I'm like, back to the room.
He didn't even say anything. He just turned out, a look on his face like deer in the headlights. You run to the door and gone. Like back
and
to the
way I
days.
run isn't normal either.
No, you had that limp gimp thing going on where you drag 1 foot behind you as you run.
I used to jog. Can you imagine seeing...
I don't even see how you're coordinated enough to jog. Honestly, I don't see that.
God literally does not care about me. Like, when I popped out of my mom's vagina, he said, you're not going to be coordinated. You're going to be weird around girls. You're going to have a limp. You're going to have back surgery.
Well, if I remember right, that all this happened because you came out of your mom's vagina, right? And not a C-section?
Yeah, I should have had a C-section. I was 12 pounds at birth. My head got squished.
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely
I have
ridiculous.
a little red mark on the side of my head. I was...
For the rest of your life.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I know me being awkward is taking me places, but it's
the only reason you're on the radio right now. If you were Joe Smo, you would not be we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Yeah.
And I saw that whenever I first talked to you. Yeah, he's awkward, but that's the reason why he is where he is.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just got to embrace it, but I have gotten better. I mean, my speech used to be awful. I just get nervous in social situations, and I'm not sure the reason why. I think it's my lack of self-confidence, dude. I listen to Happy Hour at least twice before I go to bed.
What, the shows that we do each night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're getting better as far as, like, stuttering. I've noticed my first couple shows where I sat in when I wasn't even on the air. You were stuttering a lot, and you kind of had to edit it out.
Well, we also had a guest on that was high as hell, and it brought me to be awkward because I didn't know what to say because I had no responses.
You were super, super tough on yourself, too, man. Like, you're yelling at yourself as you're editing the thing. And,
oh, yeah. You have to, like, edit it on this thing called Adobe Audition, which, if you're not in radio, it's basically where you can edit things out. So sometimes I might have a speech moment. It's on Hoppy TV forever because you can't edit that out, but I'll edit it out of the podcast. And during this interview, we had to keep editing out. So, Johnny.
And I'm sitting here watching you edit this out, and you're yelling at yourself as you're editing. Today, Junior. And yeah, I'm like, whoa, buddy.
I'm like pounding on a table.
Oh, he's getting mad. He's slamming the keyboard down. I thought he was going to bash the screen with the keyboard at one point. I was like,
what is my key? I know you can't be goofy forever because if you ever want to make it in radio, you need to have an agent and you need to be good in social situations, which being here in Tampa by myself, I'm really coming out of my cage. I've had 3 jobs and I never had a job before in my life. So, I mean, I would say I'm growing before your eyes, but what do I need to do to make it? What's my next move?
I mean, you being goofy has nothing to do with you having an agent. An agent will come and take your money just as well as if you're goofy, and if that's what's working for you, you need to keep that. I honestly don't think there's any way that you can ever work yourself out of that. It's kind of like in your blood and who you are. So I don't think we have to worry about losing the Hoppy that we love. You know, that's why I'm here, and that's why people, you know, whoever's listening to the show right now, and when you guys start downloading, whoever's listening to us live or whoever's downloading it later, you know, we'll have a few hundred views later. Listens because you are who you are, and we don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose that fan base. I'm the normal meteor in this group. You know, you're the goofy one. I'm the solid level-headed one.
You really are like not a parent or a role model or like someone I look up to, but you're going to be the guy that does like the business for Hoppy Hour because you're better at that. Because
Exactly.
like when I hear math being involved when it comes to like sales and like Google AdSense, it just goes over my head when it comes to making money with this. So you're going to be the business guy. I'm the creative guy.
That's why I'm here. You're here to be the character on the show, and I'm here to do everything else behind the scenes.
I wouldn't say a character. I'm a character on the Mike Kelta show, but I want to be a host.
You are a host. Everybody you talk to is a
I
character.
just try to make it in life where you embrace how awkward you are. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what you need to do. That's what you're good at, and that's what we need to stay doing.
All right, here's the deal.
Next on Hoppy Hour.
You like that?
What was that?
It's the coming up on Hoppy Hour music.
So what is next on Hoppy Hour?
We will talk about Ronda Rousey getting her ass kicked and why I'm not surprised because the attention got to her head. Tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Where can people tweet you?
At Hoppy Radio Kyle.
We will be right back on Hoppy Hour. After this, hang on.
Hoppy Hour. Hoppy Hour.
Hey, it's Ryan Hoppy from the award-winning Hoppy Hour, and I'm here today to speak about my guy, Brandon Langley of Buzz Designs. Is your website so atrocious that you can't even be found on Google? Do you need your website to be updated? Or do you not even have a website? Do you need to get some graphic design done? Do you need advice on computers? Are you just lost in general? Trust me when I say my guy, Brandon Langley of Buzz Designs is the man for the job. Buzz Designs has built websites that have gathered millions of views. He has worked with some of the biggest names in app development in 2015. The unique talent of the developers from around the world come together and they will help you expand and grow immediately. With their hard work and their die-hard ethic comes the affordable pricing. So trust me when I say Brandon Langley is the man for the job. He will tackle any challenge and he will not give up until the job is done. When I came to town here in Tampa Bay, my website was crap. I met Brandon Langley at a concert. He recognized me. 2 months later, I am so proud of my website, hoppyradio.com. He can make you proud of whatever you want to share in 2015 when it is so vital and it is so important to have top-notch websites and top-notch graphic design for your product, your company, etc. To get into contact with Brandon, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is go to buzzdesigns.me. That is buzzdesigns.me. And there at the website, you can contact him. Be sure to leave your name, your email, and he will get back to you as soon as possible. I'm a man of my words. And trust me when I say Brandon Langley of Buzz Designs is the best around and the best in Tampa Bay. Hey, it's Ryan Hoppy from the award-winning Hoppy Hour, and I am here today to speak about the best in the Bay when it comes to landscaping, irrigation, sod, waterfalls, and ponds. My guy, Jeff,
over at Amazing Gardens Land and Waterscapes has the best team when it comes to getting it done in a fast and in a very accurate pace. Maybe you're sick of your lawn and you want to have it be redone. Amazing Gardens is the business for you. Or maybe you're moving into the new home and you're not happy with the lawn or you need to get a new lawn. Call Amazing Gardens. Trust me when I say the crew is hardworking and they get it done in a very accurate and timely fashion. To get into contact with Amazing Gardens, Land, and Waterscapes, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's not trigonometry. All you have to do is call them at 727-871-9224. That's 727-871-9224. And when you call them, make sure that you say that Ryan Hoppe sent you, and they will give you a badass deal. And like they say, let us dreamscape your landscape at down-to-earth prices. Trust me when I say they're the best in the Bay.
Tweet Hoppe at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Email him, ryan@hopperadio.com, and give him a nice, sexy Snapchat at Hoppe Radio.
Live from the Sunshine State, this is Hoppe Hour.
All right, welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, along with my new co-host, Kyle Veet. What's up, pimp?
What's going on? What's going on?
Man, talk about a transition we're about to have. We go from talking about me being awkward to Ronda Rousey getting our ass kicked. It sort of represents Hoppe Hour. You never know what's going to come up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, and that girl didn't. Everybody's like, oh, she got knocked out. She got KO'd. That girl did not get KO'd. She got her ass kicked. She got beat up. That's a good old-fashioned, she got beat up.
And before I even get to the article, I think this was coming because she was going on Jimmy Fallon's show. I know that you're supposed to talk as if you're going to win, but she was coming off really cocky. And the other thing about her that annoyed me is she was just on social media bragging. She's out giving tips about why lube isn't necessary during sex. She's in the Entourage movie. She's on SportsCenter breaking down the Lakers. She's on MTV. She's everywhere.
She's about to be doing a new movie right now, and that's what I actually heard listening to one of the other shows. Actually, I think it was Roger and JP.
Yeah.
Them talking about maybe she threw the fight because she's getting so overwhelmed. And she's about to step out for 6 months or so doing these other movies and doing this other stuff.
I think it's getting to her head. I don't think she's focused.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see Chuck Liddell. I know that's the male MMA, but what other female do you think of? I never heard of the girl that knocked her out. Did you?
No, I've never. I wasn't even aware of female MMA until, in the UFC until Ronda Rousey came about. And it was this huge thing. So
yeah, I mean, I don't get into MMA in general. I just find it kind of weird.
I mean, I love it. I'm a fighter, though. I guess probably why.
Yeah, you're a tough guy.
I don't know about all that. I'm a big teddy bear.
No,
buddy.
you are a tough guy. You put in all this. Actually, maybe you're just all talk because you claim you're going to beat up somebody or kill somebody. You don't have the guts to do anything, dude.
Oh, no. There's a couple boys out there that can definitely disprove that. I got the block knocked off. I'm not going to go out and look for it anymore. That's the old me.
What's your go-to move?
What do you mean go-to move? If someone's running their mouth?
Like, let's say in 10 years, you find out that your kid is going out with an absolute douchebag, your daughter. What would you do to that guy if you found out that he, punched her?
Oh, he'd be dead. First off, I'd probably walk up behind him with a freaking piano cord around the neck. But it's different.
But you would be charged with murder.
I didn't say I'd kill him. I just, have him within an inch of his life. So, but it's different, something like that than... going in a bar. So I don't go out and look for fights in a bar anymore. But if someone's up to me running their mouth, I do this thing where my knees start to shake. Not because I'm scared, but when someone's running their mouth and it's going back and forth.
Because you're on roids.
I'm not on roids.
Yeah, you are.
Don't. Why? Anyways, whenever I know that I'm about to fight, my body knows before I do. My knees start to shake.
Yeah.
And once I get to that point, there's no turning back. So once I feel my knees start to shake, I'm not going to wait for you to hit me further. I'm not one of those guys, hey, hit me.
Yeah.
I wish you would. No, as soon as I get to that point, I'm going to drill you right in your mouth. Hopefully
What's the
right in your butt.
craziest bar fight you ever got into?
Definitely one with me, my buddy Diesel, Mike. There's, I think, 6 of us. And it was in North Carolina, up at Camp Lejeune. And we walked in this bar, and there's only a couple there's one other big group that was there. It was like on a random Wednesday night or something like that. They had 5-cent drafts. So, but the cups were like little shot glasses of beer. This is ridiculous. What can we do? I gave this guy $10. He gave me a pitcher. So we started drinking out of the pitchers. So we're getting to the point where we're pretty drunk. And the girls start coming over to us and talking to us. And the waitresses and stuff, that work that they have to.
Were they talking as like, can I have the bill? Or were they sort of flirting?
Oh, no. It's more of like, where are you going tonight and can I come?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we go outside of the smoke pit. We're hanging out there. This dude is staring at me, man. Staring at me.
Looking hard.
Oh, dude, bad. I could feel him like drilling into the side of my face. And since then, we had made friends with all those girls after this. We went out to Myrtle Beach with them and everything else.
Did you bang them?
Yes. But we'd made friends with, we called her Skunk. We have nicknames for everybody that I meet. There was Skunk and Irish were the two that were over there talking to us that we made friends with afterwards. And I finally asked this dude, like, dude, what's your deal? Why are you staring at me like that? He's like, oh, that's my girl. Well, I was like, well, obviously she's talking to me now, buddy, so you got to leave me alone.
Here's what I don't get about guys that get mad when we're looking at their girl. It's when the girls dress up so scandalous and you can see their breasts or their asses out. Of course, people are going to look. You know what I mean? If you don't want her to dress like that before you leave, say, put something else on, you douchebag.
Yeah, it's not even that he was looking at her. He was looking at me and staring at me the whole time, mean-mugging me.
It's because he's afraid. He's self-conscious. He's a little man that's afraid that guys like you could take her away.
So,
that's
we did. And we did. Oh. So he came up and was saying something
Eiffel
to me. I was
Tower?
like, dude, no, we're good. No. Like, dude, we're good. He's like, all right, we're good. My buddy Diesel came up. He's like, Vete, calm down. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm good. And the guy's like, who the heck is this? And Diesel turned around and drilled him right in his mouth. Wham! Dropped him. Level him.
Is Diesel a tough guy?
Diesel is about 5'4", but he is, guys, got little man syndrome. That is one of the baddest little dudes I ever met in my life, man. He's a freaking beast. But he drilled him, and as soon as he drilled him, I remember getting hit, and I fell down, and then somebody went to pick me back up, and it was bad. It was bad. By the time the bouncers finally split us up, we were all still standing. There was probably about six other guys laying on the ground that we walked over. It was probably one of the best fights I've ever been in. I mean, it's on my Facebook and stuff, some of the pictures of the aftermath. So that was my...
You should put that on LinkedIn as your resume builder. You're getting beat up in a bar.
Oh, it wasn't me. Diesel was pretty banged up. He had a bloody nose. He was bleeding out of his face. It was one of the all-time. It was something you'd see in a movie for sure.
Have you ever gotten into a fight where someone talked crap about your wife?
I had a guy kiss my wife one time. Whenever it was actually a friend of mine, I went to the Marines with him and everything else. Yeah. And I was throwing a house party at my house, and he walked in as I was walking out, going to make a beer run. And I came back, and the guy pulled me off to the side. He said, "Hey, just so you know, that kid, came up and kissed your wife on the neck." I was like, "What?" And then she came up to me and told me what happened. And
now, was she mad about it, or was it one of the things where it was innocent?
No, it was totally creepy. And the way he did it was super creepy. It was super weird. And I ended up waiting. I said something to him. He didn't say anything. He was like, "No, that's my bad, man." And I waited until I beat him. I finished up the game of beer pong, and I beat him. I threw the winning freaking thing. A lot of my fights are epic, bro. Like that would have been a good movie too. I threw the winning ball in, sank the ball, walked around. He went to give me a high five, I guess a low five, on the low side, and I freaking drilled him, man. He was done. I stayed on top of that boy till he was out.
Do you think your wife gets turned on by that, by you defending her and beating out people when they try to kiss her on the neck?
I mean, I hope so.
Did you get laid that night?
No, I didn't actually.
You have such a memory of all the times you have sex with your wife and before you met your wife. I feel like you're the guy where you have like the perfect memory of, this time the Eiffel Tower, this time the DP.
I've never had DP. I don't know where you're pulling these random packs out. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm just saying I haven't
I'd be
yet.
opposed to it. That's way too close.
What are you talking about, man? As long as you don't rub on me, I don't rub.
No, dude.
It's okay if it's in a three-way, man.
Even an Eiffel Tower to me is a little iffy because you're with another guy. But
it's
a
not
DP
gay and a three-way. You never heard that song? No.
No, who is that?
It's they say I'm on a boat.
that band with Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
Anyway, how is a DP not gay? Because you're right next to the other dude.
Because there's a girl involved, dude.
But there's two guys, and you're right next to the other dude within 3 inches. At least with the Eiffel Tower, it's on the other part of the body.
I mean, it's going to be a lot less than 3 inches. You're up there close and personal. But you're not like, oh, yeah, I'm rubbing on this guy. You know,
you kind of are.
But you're not thinking that.
I'm not trying to be like a pornographic radio show. But from what I've seen online, they're pretty close. They're not like far. Because there's those pop-up ads when you're trying to watch traditional porn.
Oh, don't lie. You're into the weird shit, the freaking midget, tranny, freaking stuff. Don't lie to me.
I need a good acting porn. I usually watch a dorm room because I want to pretend that I went to college.
Really, dude? I can't watch the normal stuff anymore, man. Like if I wanted to watch sloppy sex, I can look at myself in the mirror. But I don't. Come on.
You know what
man.
I'm getting really into? I don't want to make this porn hour. Is softcore porn on Showtime or like HBO?
Dude, that was back when I was like 13.
Like when there's the 2-hour movies,
in my room and go to town.
The 2-hour movies.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I love those movies.
Dude, because you're a child at heart. That's why.
It goes back to me being awkward.
It's got to be something exciting for me to even pay attention to it. Freaking 4 guys,
I feel sad
2 girls,
watching porn.
Backdoor, like craziness to even.
I don't know, dude. I feel sad watching porn. It's weird. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like, why am I... Like, once you climax, there actually is something where it's just like when you have sex with a girl that you didn't want to have sex with, there's this awkward feeling once you reach the climax where you're like, eh.
Oh, yeah, you're getting into it. You're like, yeah, it's going to happen. I'm so into it.
It happens,
blah, blah, blah,
and then you lay there out of breath, and you're like, oh, God.
Well, all right, I don't know why.
What's on Sports Center?
Yep, that's. I gotta go make a sandwich. You know where the door is. See ya.
I'm talking about when you're by yourself. You're talking about banging girls.
I thought we were on the same page here. I didn't realize. So you're talking about jerking off. Okay, gotcha. Jerking the Gergen, freaking.
Well, I don't have that much experience like you, Playboy.
I mean, I don't have a ton of experience. I mean, I
feel like you do. I feel like you would just drop, I'm a Marine, and then they would get all turned on.
I mean, because we cover that in a segment. We definitely cover that in a segment. If they're listening, regularly, they'll know.
How'd you meet your wife? What was the go-to? Did you pick her up in a bar?
She was actually dressed like a boy the first time I saw her. Is
Halloween?
No, dude. I met her at church. I married my preacher's daughter. I went to a church thing with my buddy. Asked me if I wanted to go. I was like, yeah, sure. I was like 16 at the time.
Are
15.
girls from churches freaks?
Oh, yeah. Dude, you have no idea.
Is it because they're all like, they have it so like built up because they're so religious and they're supposed to put on this role?
Yeah, and they get, beat down into that stuff from their family from day one, I think. They're raised completely different. When they finally do get that little bit of freedom, they go nuts.
That's what I've heard, because the girls, they're so experimental, I feel like, and they're so horny. That's when it gets brought out.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to come on that, once you get suppressed for that long, as soon as you hit those upper teenage years, as 18, 19, in there, they go nuts.
That's why I find religion to be BS and the whole way. It's just because, priests are horny, too. There's no way.
There's nothing out there saying a priest can't have sex. A pastor and whatnot, they can have.
If you're Catholic, they're supposed to be married to God forever or something.
I don't know how they all work. I don't do the beads and all that
That
craziness.
is very bizarre. I don't know. It always creeped me out. Some of them go by it, but it's just, how do you not want to have sex? Like, how are you so dedicated to something that's fake?
When was the last time that you saw a 20 or 30-year-old Catholic preacher? They'll...
Oh, all the time, dude. All the time.
I see them whenever they turn 50 or whatever. When they start getting that ED
every church
going.
I've gone to, there's always that sort of intern priest that comes in. There's a lot of young priests.
You think he's not slaying girls on the side? You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Maybe this new generation is doing that because of porn and everything being in your face. There's Pope porn and like priest porn.
I've never ventured on those sites, but
you just see it when you're scrolling trying to find a video.
Like Pope versus nun, or what's going on with
basically.
Yeah. So I can see it. I can see where that could be an interest.
What a transition. We talk about me being awkward. We then talk about Ronda Rousey, and then we talk about me being awkward watching porn. It's basically what happy
Not
hour
awkward.
is.
You were sad watching porn is where that came up.
But it was an awkward discussion.
Oh, very awkward. I mean, I like it. I like it though. We're running with it, rolling with the punches, and we'll keep on going. What's next?
I live a weird life, dude. A year ago, I was living in Chicago in my mom's house. Like, I wasn't living in my mom's room. That's what I was going to say. I was in my room, but I was living at home at age 21 because I didn't do well at community college. I got hired by the biggest show in Cleveland. Then I come here in Tampa in May. Some of my friends are graduating in May, and I'm a landscaper on the side, and I do a podcast until midnight when I'm here editing. Like, I live a very bizarre life.
Yeah, well, it's not fun to be normal, man. What's the fun part of that? I mean, I got all the same friends that have graduated high school, that graduated college. Some of them it's an accomplishment graduating high school, but a lot of them I see up there graduating college and all that stuff. I haven't done any of that. I'm military and all this other stuff. And
did you graduate high school?
Yeah, I got thrown out at the end, but I still graduated.
Were you like Joe Riga, who was the guy we had in here, this very funny comedian from Tampa Bay? Were you kind of like a punk in the teenage years?
Oh, dude, bad. I mean, I've never really been into weed my whole life. It's not really my thing. Like, I can drink and be all right. But we used to get in so much shenanigans, it's ridiculous. Like, we threw one time, I mean, me and my brother threw a mountain bike off an overpass to the interstate.
I feel like you're worse than Joe Riga.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we used to do that whole thing. The same thing you talked about. We're walking around the neighborhood, just random car doors and seeing if they're open.
Like, what's the craziest thing that ever happened? Like, one where you look back and you kind of feel bad now that you're a mature 25-year-old.
Definitely throwing that bike off the overpass. That's why I
Did it break a car?
Oh, dude, it destroyed one of those cars. We threw it in front of a semi. We didn't know it was a semi. We just chucked it off the overpass, and like right as it hit the ground, a semi came under that overpass and annihilated that bike. There was sparks everywhere. It was dragging underneath it. And we took off running like full blast, man. Gone. He gone.
Yeah. All right, here's the deal.
Next on Happy Hour.
What do you think of this, Kyle?
You got the most bizarre. The music fits your awkwardness. There you go. It's a perfect match.
It's so creative
pair.
and weird. Like, who would use a short-lived 1970 show's theme song as their transition?
I mean, that's you, buddy. That's you to a T. I mean, I'm glad we changed our intro for sure, though.
Oh, it's a pump-up now.
Yeah, for sure. We need to... We'll figure out. We'll get the ending fine-tuned and everything going.
The ending is Black Box, a 1970s disco song. It's a good way to end the show, trust me.
No, okay. That's your show.
All right. We will be right back on Happy Hour. After this, on Spreaker. Hang on.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour. It's time to turn Hoppy on. It's time to turn Hoppy on. It's time to turn Hoppy on.
All right, welcome back to Happy Hour.
Let's do this.
I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. We have so much to get into, so let's get into it. It says here, and this is from dailymail.com, which, first of all, is actually a good news site. That, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, but those three are different because they're more political news. But shame on the dirty, rotten Huffington Post. They have become a tabloid. I don't know what Ariana Huffington, the person that runs it, what is up her ass, but all of a sudden, Kendall Jenner's new haircut, all of a sudden, Kanye West, all of a sudden, should you use lube for sex, is the front page news right by ISIS and Sheen. How ridiculous is that? What is going on with the media, dude? It's getting out of hand.
I mean, how dare anybody use lube for sex? I mean, that's just unheard of.
You don't do that?
No, I don't do that.
Well, what about backdoor?
I mean, spit, I guess, is kind of considered like a natural lube. But for the normal stuff, what the heck do you need lube for?
I know. I guess my point was,
I like using the Daily Mail because they have
Yeah, I
actual
get
news.
you. I get it all over my Facebook and everything else. Random bogus ass freaking news segments.
Yeah.
That half the time I don't know if they're real or not. So I kinda
Like,
just
here's
looked over
one
them.
unique headline that no one's talking about. It's pretty unique. Notorious Aryan Brotherhood kingpin who had Hitler tattooed on his back and once made a victim eat bread soaked in his own blood, urine, and fecal is headed for life of solitary confinement in a Texas prison, which Texas often lets criminals slide. I'm not saying this guy would go scot-free, but shout out to them. We need to use the resource and the option of solitary confinement more often. That is such a punishment. If you're not going to kill the pedophiles or the murderers, confinement is just as bad because, as you were saying off air, humans are born to be social, to be outgoing. Can you imagine 50 years of not seeing anybody unless you're on lunch break?
I don't even think lunch break. I'm pretty sure for solitary confinement, they just slide them their food through a little hole in the wall.
That is great.
And they eat them and they slide it back. But at that point, what's worse? Do you rather get death or do you rather have a
I would
life
rather be
of
that because
solitude?
I am so afraid of death, dude, that I don't want to die. Like,
I think you would go absolutely crazy talking to nobody. You literally have nothing but four walls around you. You don't have anybody to talk, not even
and you
a
have
guard.
no new memories. Think about that. All you do is think about your memories all day long. Like, every day we make new memories. Like, when we first woke up this morning, we didn't have the memory of Joe Riga coming in. We didn't have the memory of me being awkward in the break room. I didn't have the memory of the traffic. Can you imagine for the rest of your life you're not making any new memories or any interactions?
Yeah, for a week, of solitary confinement, you think you'd start losing your mind. You get into that month mark, and you really just
I
start
lose my
breaking
mind
down.
in traffic when you're not interacting. That's why I call you, is because I need to talk to somebody when I'm on the Howard Franklin and you're not moving. I can't imagine being in confinement.
For years, man. Everything would just start blending
The
together.
rest of your life.
You don't know. That's what I'm saying. For years at a time, you wouldn't know what's day out. If it's day outside, if it's night, you don't know what the sun's like anymore. You lose all that. So I think at that point, I'd rather just be dead. Just like I'm the guy
man.
that if I turn into a vegetable, if I get in a car accident on the way home, and I'm a vegetable being kept alive by tubes, pull that plug. I don't want nothing to do with it.
I think what's even worse than that is Alzheimer's, where you're basically dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess because you're not making new memories and stuff, but you still, for that day and for the actions that when you're walking around the nursing home or interacting with your family, it's still there. So I don't know, if that's necessarily.
I don't know, man. I know it's easier said than done to say that you would rather be dead than be in prison, but I'm not even trying to be like emotional or deep. But in 1 week, it'll be the 1 year anniversary of when I walked in on my dad's dead body. He passed away of leukemia. Now, I don't let it hold me back, and I never talk about it. I talked about it on Kelta, but I never bring it up. I'm going to do a podcast next week on my dad's 1 year anniversary of being gone. But, dude, I'm so afraid of dying that I think I would rather sit there and just touch myself all day or something. Dude, I'm just so afraid of dying, man, because I'm not religious. My mom's Catholic in that I think I would rather honestly be in confinement forever, because you're at least breathing and you're waking up, even if you're seeing nothing.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I think you say that now until you got to that year mark or 2 year mark. I think you'd start smashing your head against the wall,
Or you
just
think
trying
it's
to
been
make
a year
it
and
stop.
it's been a day.
Yeah, exactly. You have no idea what's going on. I would much rather. I mean, I'm not.
I don't know, man.
One for picking death as the easy way out. Like, I honestly believe that you have plenty of time to be dead. You're gonna be dead for a long time.
Don't even say that. You're scaring me. It's
I'm
9
just
o'clock.
saying you're gonna be dead for a long time. You might as well, even if it gets bad and everything, your life gets bad or whatever. You might as well, stay alive for as long as you can. But at that point, your life is pretty much over. You get a lifetime of solitary confinement. No thanks. Not for this guy.
I guess it's one of those things where it's easy for me to say that behind a mic when I'm talking to a friend doing what I love in a location that I love of Tampa Bay. Like, I love my life. I guess it's pretty easy to talk behind a mic and claim that you'd be cool with it, but
Yeah, no, there's no way. Even though, you get, picked up by somebody and held prisoner, and, even if you're out getting tortured every day or whatever, I mean, you're still alive at that point. You're interacting with people, the people that are holding you captive, stuff like that. You're alive and you're interacting and you're talking, but literally sitting in a box for the rest of your life, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Ever have these memories? Do you have any memories of when you were a Marine? And now, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Where you said to yourself, maybe during an injury or during a drill or during the hot sun blaring on your face, thinking, I'd rather be dead than be here. Did you ever go through that?
There at the end, I went through a real rough time. Way to bring this up, Ryan, by the way. Thanks for that, buddy.
No, you said via a text. Me and Kyle talk a lot off the air about the show. And I said, do you want to talk about being in the Marines? And you're like, sure.
Yeah, I'm talking about boot camp, going on deployment, stuff like that. I'm fine, but
Sorry about that.
I went through a rough time there at the end after going through all that we had went through, and and what had happened. I had stuff going on in my home life too, just to add on to it. And honestly, it's like going on a walk. If you're going on a walk with just one bag, just one bag in your bag, it's not that bad. You switch out the different bags. You go halfway, drop that one bag, pick up a new one. But when you don't drop that bag, you just pick up another one. Then you pick up another one.
What are
pick
bags?
Up another one. I'm just saying something in your life.
Oh.
So you're going through life, then something financial happens. You have just that on your plate, it's not that bad. And then you lose one of your buddies. Okay, if it'd be different if you didn't have the financial situation and then you lost a buddy, and that was the only thing, it's not that bad. Whenever you lose a friend and shit's going on, and you have stuff going on back home, and everything adds up. I went through a real rough time when one of my buddies, McPherson, actually, he helped me quite a bit. He came up and had a talk with me, and we don't need to get into all the sappy details, but he saved my life at one point, for sure, when I was right there on skating that edge.
Did you ever have a moment where you saw the light or something when you're about to die?
No. I don't. There was never a point where my life flashed before my eyes. No.
I wonder what that's like. Like, is it actually where you're laying there and you just see everything that happened? Like, what is that? Because you hear that all the time, but I never know what it literally means.
No, I have no. It hasn't happened to me yet, but once it does, I'll be sure to let you know. I mean, I have no idea. Once I get to that point in my life, which I hope I don't for a long time, I'll be sure to let you know.
Yeah, man, it's just weird. Like, getting older is weird because, you just, think, how fast time goes.
Yeah, dude, I'm 25 now. You're 22. It seems like yesterday you're probably a kid back in high school. And
it's really hard to believe. This has been really bothering me, and this is almost like a therapy session. Who would have thought being at the Cox Media Building at 9:01 p.m. Honestly, let's forget about this Aryan Kingpin guy. He's going to jail forever. He's going to be in solitary confinement. The article is just about what he did. Let's talk about this, dude. It's really bothering me. It's really creeping me out. Tears aren't coming to my eyes, but I'm getting chills. 2006 was a decade ago. That really bothers me.
Dude, it's insane. There's no stopping it. That's the worst part about the whole thing, is there's nothing you can do to stop it.
The song Promiscuous Girl came out a decade ago. When I hear it, I think it was 2 years ago. That really bothers me that now Jesus, I'm crying because I'm scared. When you're a freshman in high school.
You need a hug, buddy? I mean, I'll come over there and give you a hug.
Now, when you're in 8th grade, 10 years doesn't seem like much because you were 4 then. So you go, oh, that was 93. For you, it was whatever. But it's weird when you get older that the normal memories you make, the ones that you remember clearly, are actually a decade ago. Does that make sense? When you're in 6th grade, you go, 10 years ago I was in kindergarten, whatever, because time goes by so slowly. But you go, crap, 2008 is going on 9 years ago. That really bothers me.
I got out of the Marine Corps in 2012, and I still say I just got out. I mean, I'm still in reserve, but
I keep thinking I'm 21 years old. Whenever someone asks me, I'm like, I'm 22, because I had that speech, but I go, I'm 22. I have to correct myself.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm 21. I went to a radio school 2 years ago. Time Hop is the worst possible app, dude, because you look at it and you go,
holy crap, that was that long ago? Every time you see something pop up, that's the first thing in my head. Oh, no way that was 3 years ago. But, I'm getting to the point now where I start thinking, I'm almost 30, and the way these years are ripping by, Like I felt like it was just. I guess once you have kids, it really starts. I had one, and it started going faster. And I had two, and now it just seems like everything's going.
Well,
nonstop,
what really bothers
man.
me is I think way too much because I need either a girlfriend. I work so hard that time goes by. I know everyone works hard and time goes by, but radio is sort of my escape. So when I'm working, I'm always planning out what I want to do for the day, or I'm thinking. And one of the things that's weird is, remember when it would be Christmas and you'd be like, in 6 months it's going to be summertime, and those 6 months went by so slowly?
Oh yeah, drug out. Even we look at, like in high school, you get your summer, your spring break or whatever. You go on summer vacation, and it seems like you're out of school forever.
It goes by fast, but it goes by slow.
Dude, they used to seem so long, and now I driving, doing what I do. I deliver to high schools, and like, yeah, we're on summer vacation. Like, okay, cool. I got a while where I don't got to deliver to them. Oh, we're back. Like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean?
My point about the Christmas to summer 6 months thing is, I've been in town for almost 7 months, dude. That's basically a school year when it went by so slowly. Like, that really bothers me that, like, I don't know. I'm trying to accept that time flies and that, but I don't know, man. It's getting weird because my next transition for an important age is going to be when I turn 30 years old.
Well, 25 is a big one. 25 is nice. You get your insurance drops a little bit. You don't get a freaking AARP, but it drops down a little bit. So 25 is your next milestone. Then after that will be 30.
Is it weird seeing your kids grow up? Like, does it change you as a person? Like when you see them come out of your wife's vag, and then all of a sudden 4 years later.
I actually try not to watch that. I didn't want nothing to do with that. I was like, I want to stay up here towards the head. Like, oh, do you want to come down and see? Like, no, I do not.
Yeah.
I want to stay right up here. And for Wyatt, I actually got a little glance, and I wasn't supposed to. I don't even know what. I think my mom was moving me around or something, and I was like, okay, I'm going back to the head. Going back up here. Moral support. I'll hold the hand, hang out up top. But you don't realize how big, like Addison, man, I don't realize how big she's getting until like it just like one day you just notice. You say like, holy crap, she's getting tall. Or the other day she said, Daddy, I know my months. Like, what? You just learned how to talk. And she's January, February, March. Like, holy crap, man, it's awesome. It's an amazing thing. Stand by for that.
If I ever do knock up a girl.
I mean, yeah, it would definitely be a complete accident with how goofy you are. But
I often wonder,
one, knock up a girl, and two, have her decide to keep it.
Yeah, and then the third part is I keep thinking, like, number one, about how time flies, but the second thing that really interests me is, like, where does my future hold me? How big could I get in radio? And the other one is, like, where is my wife in this world?
Right now, yeah.
Like, it really creeps me out, like, to think, is she in Tampa? Is she in Auckland, New Zealand? And she'll get her, not her driver's license, her citizenship. Is she in Toronto? Is she in high school and she's going to be 6 years younger than me? Like, it really bothers me to think, like, where is my wife?
I think stuff as you start getting older, it comes in time. You're going to start maturing out, and I think you might lose a little bit of your goofiness, but still have a little bit of it. But
I think I've lost a lot of it.
Yeah, you have already.
People told me I would never make it in radio. People told me I was so weird and goofy that I would never make it, and then I'm doing okay.
Okay, I'm doing okay. I'm just here. I'm behind the mic, doing all right, doing okay. I mean, you're an active part of one of Tampa's biggest morning
I try
shows.
to be humble about it, but like when you go to events and people like want a picture of you,
we went across down the little park in the plaza here and had a beer. They had a random guy walk up to you. You run Hoppy?
Yeah,
I'm running Hoppy. So I listen to you. Oh, thanks a lot. Means a lot.
I don't sound like a R word, dude. Stop.
R word.
I try to keep the show PC. I'm not trying to be like a shock jock like you.
You just talked about your mom's vag and seeing my kids coming out of my wife's vag, and you talk about all this other stuff, freaking banging Ronda Rousey with no lube or whatever, and you don't want to say retard. Like, I'm sorry. Is that a bad word for you because you got called it a lot? Or
yeah.
Like, how do you get called names and you're 7 foot tall. That baffles me.
Dude, I went through a rough childhood, man. Kids used to taunt me, dude. That's why I have no confidence, is because the last 3 years have been so successful, but that's like 1/8 of my life. So what I'm getting at is now I'm finding success, but most of my life was me getting teased. That I'm getting over it now, but I just have confidence issues.
You haul off and hit one person. Let one person make fun of you, just smack them right in the mouth.
Have you seen the way I punch?
No, I haven't seen the way you punch.
You didn't?
How did I see the way you punch?
Dude, I need to get coordinated, man. I need to change my life around. Me moving out of the house and it being the 1 year anniversary of my dad, man, I've really changed the way I view everything.
Yeah. Well,
So.
I mean, now I'm interested to see how you punch. This should be good. And that air awkwardness. Gotta love it.
This reached the point of my show.
To say,
no, it's more, I'm actually creeped out about like death now because it's 9 p.m. and the day's about to end, and we were just talking about that. So that was
it's
just
one
me.
more day gone. You know, look forward to what we were talking about earlier, making new memories and keeping it going. And tomorrow you're gonna have memories that you didn't have today.
Damn right. All right, you hear this music in the background. It means that happy hour is about to end.
It's been a good run, though. It's been a good run.
Yeah, because now you quit.
I don't quit nothing. I'm here for the long run there, buddy. You guys got to get used to me.
Tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Go to my new website, hopperadio.com. All 32 of my interviews are there. Download the app, Hoppe Radio. Also, email me, ryan@hopperadio.com. I'm trying to grow the brand. Also, buy my decals. All you have to do is go to tinyurl.com/happyhourdecal. And there you can get them for just $2.
I've already started seeing people post
yeah,
on
I saw
Facebook.
your friend had that on our truck, which is an honor.
Right? Not on our truck, on his truck.
Yeah.
Throw it up on his truck. So keep on keeping on. We'll get some more decals sold and get the brand out there and keep it going.
Basically, that's about it. This has been Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.
To stay so lonely now, just let me all down town set it
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out hopperadio.com and hoppesworld.com.
There's just $200 here, Nappy.
Seriously?
$8. There's just $200 here, Nappy.
Seriously? $200? I can barely let the porn shoot for that much.
Porn shoot?
Yeah, we direct pornos.
You teach him El Porno yet, Juby? Huh?
Shut up!
What is this word? El Porno.
It means wealth. It's how you use your body to make money. Isn't that right, Juby? Tell him. Tell him with your mouth.
Shut up, Nappy. Where's Mappy?
We left his ass back at the house. Who needs maps anymore? I'll tell you where to go. I'm Gypsy, the GPS.
Gypsy can run the camera. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll run the camera. I'll run it good.
Hey, did I see Jubilee over here? Where is she?
You know Jubilee?